increasing leverage, top shelf beverages, straight no chaser, street approved, the most consecutive, self-made built empires, no executives, create for aesthetics, so the rhymes stay decorative. I predict the winning streak, clean sweep, aging so gracefully like Chateau Lafitte, still killing beats, let them rejoice in grief, constant celebrations, you can rejoice with me. Avoiding crowds, keep them lanes from my proximity. Move guarded, built the callous to the negativity. I went from local fame to dropping masterclass in verses. So don't you ever let nobody knock you off your purpose. Speak with confidence, it's benefits to stay assertive. That hard work done paid off, the struggle made it worth it. Been the truth, my word is law, so I don't need a verdict. I get that quiet money, hustle motives introverted. Yeah. Sometimes you gotta let the beat breathe for a little bit. Right. Get right back into it. Get back into it, nigga. Yeah. It's like this. Verbalizing PowerPoints inside my presentation. Cum laude caught a body in this dissertation. Fuck a record deal, that's short money, I'm off of that. If you ain't offering the max, then take the offer back. Facts of life, I paid the price and learned them on my own. Cause they gon' cancel a black man before them student loans. Listen close and catch a useful gem in all my songs. 6 cents with melodies, internally a metronome. Most people got the fear, change their methods wrong. Only way to overcome that fear, get out your comfort zone. She love my vibe, it's mutual, baby. Always pay it forward, so all my karma beautiful, baby. 90s R&B on repeat, the playlist is crazy. Catch flights, not feelings, window seat for my lady, yeah. Success favors a well-dressed, attire formal. Y'all don't understand this type of consistency is not normal. A demigod with plenty bars, all my songs immortal. A real-life monster, my corporate thinking keep me cordial. The more you live your life, the more you value time. I'm feeling rich cause I invested in my peace of mind, yeah. Yeah, that's real shit right there. What else? I'm 1099 and voice my fee for rhymes. Yeah. And that's the end of Masterclass. Y'all niggas get off the internet for a second. Go see the world or something. Go chill with your girl or something. It's much more out there than that block. It's a lot of shit to see. Stop acting so hard all the time, nigga. It's cool to smile. Ladies love to see black men smile. Yeah.
Set the tone. Yeah. Fresh new year, fresh night, yeah. Walk with a bop like I really don't care. I don't care. Blows the shit, scorching, I'm lit. In the plain white tee, got immaculate drip. Cut from a different cloth like I'm shopping at Kid. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Don't Sleep on the Couch podcast. I go by Cash, a.k.a. Exec P. This is episode 195. We are back again with another dope artist interview that is about to get underway here. How I got a hold of this artist is simply my man Prez, my co-host, man, my old co-host Prez. His sister got a hold of me and said, hey, you need to check out my man, ERIK Jerrod. I think that's somebody that y'all, as much as y'all talk about hip-hop, that's somebody that y'all could appreciate on the podcast. He got a new project out. I said, all right, say less. Anytime family reach out, but had to do my research. Make sure this wasn't a buddy hookup. Once I did the research, I was about 2 songs in before, maybe 1 song in before I was convinced that we had to reach out and make it happen. We did, and without further ado, DMV native, PG County, ERIK Jerrod, man, what's going on, man?
What's happening? Thank you for having me, man.
Hey, no doubt,
really appreciate
man. It. The work speaks for itself, man. It's always, like I say, it's always a pleasure to be able to. This is work, you know what I mean. This podcast thing is work to listen to these albums and stuff like that, especially when you don't know the person before you put them on. You'll reach out to some people but it's always a lot more pleasurable when it's somebody that is doing their thing and the stuff is coming across the way it's supposed to come across.
Appreciate that.
No doubt, man.
Thank you.
No doubt, man. So just opening questions just like we normally do around this time, man. Let the people know where you from, how you got your start, and then we'll kind of go from there.
So born in Washington, D.C., later at probably pre-teens, moved to PG County, Maryland, which is like 5 miles right outside of Washington, D.C. got started in music at a young age. When I was a teenager, I used to make songs from the neighborhood for the guys in my neighborhood, and I just got really good at it, man. And been doing it ever since, man. So I've been doing music since I was a kid. So, and here we are now.
All right. So the most latest joint that you dropped was Dangerous Heights Part 2. But most people,
Yeah.
you know, obviously there's a Part 1 to it. What was your mindset going into making this full length album as opposed to Part 1 being an EP?
So with this one, since part one, I only put out like 6 songs, and I got such a good reception from it. Like everybody loved Dangerous Heights 1, and the main complaint was, you know, it needs to be more music on there. So I'm like, oh wow, y'all want more music? So I decided to do a part 2, and you know, my whole thinking behind it was just to be different from all the music that's out right now, because it's just, especially hip hop, it's just oversaturated. You hear the same rappers talking about the same stuff. So my whole goal was just to sound different and just put something out that nobody's ever seen before. That's why you see my cover art is real different, and it eye capturing and stuff like that. So
Yeah, let's stay there, man, because that's something I wanted to get into. A lot of I probably say the last 2-3 years, like your cover art is futuristic and it looks cutting
yeah.
edge. Are you making it, or do you have somebody that's another cover artist making it for you? And kind of what's your thought process and the UFO themes and all these futuristic themes that you're kind of putting
Right.
out there? So what's the thought process behind your album cover selection?
So yeah, like I said, just eye capturing. I work with a guy named Weird Creative. I just give him my idea, tell him what I want, and he executed, man. And my last 3 covers have been crazy. So, and you know, I just tell him, hey, make it as crazy as possible. I want people to like kind of like stop in their tracks and say, whoa, what is this? It kind of forces you to listen to the music because of the cover art. The whole theme, Dangerous Heights, is just me reaching a higher level. So that's why I named it Dangerous Heights, getting to a high level to where, you know, it's scary.
All right, let's get into some of those high levels. Let's get into UFO Look Up. That's the first one that's the intro song. So definitely want y'all to tap into this one. So this is UFO again.
Dangerous Heights.
People in Las Vegas are wondering exactly what it is.
Well, there's a woman who recorded this, says it showed up 2 different nights above her home, and listen to this, she's clearly startled.
Lord have mercy, Jesus, y'all better know it. It's something going on. But whatever it is, it's beautiful, and I know it wasn't a planet, and it's definitely not a drone. I know what I saw, I know what I feel, I know what I seen through those binoculars and everything, so it's just on y'all. Just keep looking up, looking up.
Jet fuel tank on full and I'm sitting at 300,000 feet top elevation. Momentum still going, I ain't never stopping, skill set getting better, so these niggas keep hating. Brief hiatus, now I'm back hiatus for the anticipation. Know you niggas been waiting. I've been in the kitchen slow cooking all the doubters, say I couldn't whip another masterpiece. Be patient, real man, I don't ever miss. Never scared, I don't ever flinch. I've been up double on my profits, picking, choosing different options, so a nigga ball heavy on the deal. Now I'm on top, you gon' need a telescope to watch. Looking up, waiting on a drop. Too much drive like a CarMax lot. Energy big, never put me in a box. Real G's moving silence. In the booth, I got mucho talents. Boss hits called a Hugo Violence. I ain't never been a fluke, authentic from the root. Found a fountain of youth, it got pH balance. Part 2 came with a vendetta. A big stepper like a 6'6" pleasure. Better ask around, I'ma know.
All right, y'all. That's UFO. Hopefully that brings you in. I like to get a little bit of buy-in early in these episodes for people who are unfamiliar, man. So a lot of the times this is like a story to tell, I say on this podcast, man. The art of the intro, man. What is your feelings on an intro of an album? Like what should that be?
Just like everything else, man, it's got to stop people in their tracks, man. You're introducing your project, so that first song, within the first 30 seconds, you gotta have their attention. You gotta keep it there. So that's why I usually start my projects with like a hard hitting, like up tempo type of beat, and you know, I just try to do type of something creative with my flow and just say some off the wall lyrics or something that's going to keep their attention.
All right, let's stay there in terms of attention, and let's double back to the transition from a 6-song EP to a full length album. Um, were you shocked by people wanting more songs in terms of their attention span? Was that planned for you to just kind of
Was
yeah, yeah? How so? Why
no,
so?
no, I was definitely a shock. I was definitely shocked because I mean we're in a day and age where people's attention span are like super short. Even on Instagram, they want everything. They don't want anything no longer than 30 seconds on Instagram. So when I put out a 6-song EP and people were like, you should have dropped more songs on it, I was like, wow, that's crazy. So went back in the studio and gave the people what they wanted.
Is it worth it in this day and age to I struggle with that myself. Is it worth it to put out a full length album with I'm not sure what kind of worker you are. Do you work fast on your music? Do you take the time to put it out, or are you an overthinker? I know I'm giving you a lot of questions there, but like how do you?
I'm all of the above.
All of the.
I'm definitely definitely an overthinker. I usually take about a year to create a project, but I genuinely love creating music. I love being in the studio. I love people texting me saying they love the song. That's just what drives me. So I can say I'm not your typical, ordinary rapper right now. I just genuinely love music. So it's nothing to put extra songs on there. I just put it out. If they like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't.
Yeah, because I'm always interested to hear what people's or other artists' thoughts are on that, just for the simple fact that it's like, man, you got so much going on in terms of keeping people's attention spans, the artwork, all these other things that come into it. You mentioned, being good at the rollout, and all these different type of things. But when your album is 40 minutes, like back in the day, 40 minutes, I was elated to get a 14-song album. That was short in the late 90s, early 2000s. That was a short album, 45 minutes.
There is a limit though. There is a.
Well,
There's definitely a limit though.
What's your what?
You won't see me. You will not see me put out probably nothing over probably 14 songs. I'm not putting out nothing over 14 songs. So I see a lot of artists are putting out like 30-track albums. It's like I don't know how they do it. But these are mainstream artists.
Well, money grab.
I don't know who has the time to listen to all those songs. Yeah, but it's still like Chris Brown's album. I think what was it? The Heartbreak
I remember
album?
that.
Yeah, like 50 songs on there or something. It's like, man, I still haven't listened to all those songs.
I haven't,
crazy.
And I enjoy that. I give it's a few people I give a pass. This Chris Brown might be the only one I give a pass to with that because it's it's a mood setter, man. Anytime I'm going out on a date with the old lady or something like that, I might hear if I put on a Chris Brown album, I might hear a new song, and that may be my new joint of the week. You know what I mean? But for average people, or sorry, not average people, but just for people that are not yet at
like
Chris Brown level, independent level.
Right. Exactly.
Those 30 songs are gold. It's gold.
Right. Definitely wouldn't recommend that. If you're up and coming or independent artist or indie artist, definitely nah. There is a limit to how many songs you should put on a project. So
all right. Yeah, I wanted to go back to like your origin story, man. I hear a lot of different influences in your music. Before I tell what I picked up from it in beat selection and flows, man, who are some of your early influences in terms of artists coming up?
Let me hear what you what do you think? Just from listening to the album.
I think you got a lot of I don't know, I might say Rockefeller. I'd say that camp. I get that that vibe.
Yeah.
A lot of East Coast vibes, but it seems like you're current with the now in terms of a more upgraded boom bap sound, like not necessarily staying in that boom bap era, but kind of merging the two to make it more current. So that's not necessarily a person. It just seems like I see what you're trying to do is to capture younger folks and people who listen to lyrics and stuff like that. So that's what I get from it.
No, you definitely spot on. So I'm definitely heavily influenced by, of course, Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Beanie Siegel. As far as now, well, I'm from DC, so you hear a lot of live instrumentation in the beats in my beat selection. So that's where that comes from. but I definitely get Rick Ross type of. Everybody says, you know, your beat reminds me of Ross, which is a compliment to me because
Drake too.
I
got
think
some
as far
Drake,
as
so.
I've never heard that.
No, like the
but I
beat
take
selection.
it though.
The last joint on the album, Nothing Ever Ends. You know what I mean? We was talking about that before we came on camera. The last
Okay.
song on the project. So that's where I got that
Yeah.
from. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So I get a lot of Ross and I get a lot of Pusha T, stuff like that. So yeah, definitely East Coast influence.
All right. You mentioned one of my favorite guys out of Rockefeller, probably one of my favorite rappers, Sieg. What's your favorite Sieg album?
Man, underrated, man. My favorite is probably The Becoming. The
One where
Becoming is slept on.
when he's about to go down, take do a few years, right? That one, right, with the blue cover.
Yeah, that I don't. There's no skips on that album. I don't think there's any skips on that album.
Nah, bread and butter.
When's the last time you listened to it?
2 days ago.
Yeah.
2 days ago. I was.
Oh really? Oh, you're a real Siegel fan.
I'm a real Siegel fan. I was I'm getting in the mode of putting out an EP myself, and I'm trying to study albums that were non-skippable. And ironic, you say Sieg, and to me, that Becoming album is not a non-skip. We went so far as to make a whole.
C is a non-skip. Rick Ross, God Forgives I Don't, is a highly slept on album. That's probably one of my favorite rap albums ever.
Or I like Triller might be my favorite Ross album. Nobody talks about Triller, but I rock with Triller.
Yeah, Triller is cool. But when's the last time you listened to God Forgives I Don't?
It's been a minute. I might have to go back to that.
Listen to it now, man. It's aged perfectly. Yeah, go back and listen to that.
For sure. All right, so you got Sieg, Ross, Rockefeller. Those are just some of your influences. Anybody close to you, family wise, pops, moms? Kind of what was they listening to kind of influence your music style?
Well, believe it or not, I don't even listen to. I really don't listen to rap like that. I listen to more R&B than anything.
Oh, word?
So I mainly listen to rap when I'm in the gym. Yeah, I mainly listen to rap when I'm in the gym, and even then, it's like, old school rap, like late '90s, early 2000s type of rap. Couple of the young guys I listen to, like ESTG and of course Lil Baby, stuff like that. But for the most, I say about 80% of the time I'm listening to R&B, like Anita Baker, Enchantment, Isley Brothers, Jodeci, any 90s R&B, early 2000s R&B. That's what I'm listening to majority of the time.
Okay. Yeah, that's always interesting because like for me right now, I listen to a lot of hip hop because we do a hip hop dominated podcast, so I have to kind of keep up with everybody's projects and as we have guests on. But if you ask me what I prefer to listen to, is R&B as well, and I think it's because my ears need a break from so much rap.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. And then the rappers, they're not really talking about nothing.
Yeah.
They're not talking about anything. At least the new rappers, they're not really talking about anything.
Indeed. The lion's share are not. What are some things that you do on your off time to influence you to want to rap? You know what I mean?
That's a good question. I got two boys, one teenager, one's 12 years old. I usually hang out with them. Just living everyday life, hanging out with my friends, whether it be from, conversations that we have and stuff like that. And I might be motivated to write a song just off our conversation, but just everyday life and just my genuine love for music. That's what makes me want to constantly create music, and the feedback I keep getting.
There's a lot of,
because trust me, if people weren't listening, I definitely wouldn't be doing music.
You can't keep coming back. I mean, the people that keep coming back to the well, if it's your diary, it's the way to release it. I get it, man. But it
Right.
makes it easier when people is like they're giving you the text messages, they're giving you the encouragement, they're actually paying you
Right. Right.
for your music
Exactly.
and your
Yeah.
performances.
Exactly.
A lot of that goes hand in hand. It's
Yeah.
so I forgot who said something. I don't know if it was Siegel. He was like, chill, don't pay the bills, or you know what I mean, or just
Right.
you can't get.
That's a single line. Yeah.
That's a Siegel line. You can't feed a nigga peanut chews.
Yeah.
Like it's a lot of little Siegel
Right.
lines,
Right.
but just like artists need to get paid and you need to feel the love at the same time. You know what I mean, and or else you're
Yep.
just gonna fall out of love with it,
Yep.
man. You mentioned your
Yeah.
kids a lot in your projects, man. Your boys, and there's a lot of
Mhm.
LLC talk, a lot of legacy talk in your prior projects, man. What's your mindset right now in terms of your legacy for your family?
I mean, like you said, you can hear it all in my music, man. I try to keep that in mind when I'm writing. Try to make my albums as like an artifact, man, where somebody can pick it up 20 years from now and be able to listen to ERIK Jerrod project. And it's like, wow, he wasn't just saying anything on his records. He was really ahead of his time, talking about businesses and being independent and just being a, a black man, man, a strong black man in society. So that's definitely something I keep in mind when I create projects, man. I want my stuff to be listened to 20, 30 years from now, man. So I try not to mention any dates or anything in my music or anything like that. So I try to make it as relevant as possible and um, big on quality.
So the overthinking part. Let's go back to that. Why are you such a overthinker in your music, and why does it take? A lot of people come on here and they say, "Yo, I just pull up." I just pull up Logic, I just pull up Pro Tools, I get on it, I do it, I put the music out. And to each his own, but my thing is what makes you take your time to carefully craft whatever you put out?
Because I care about what I'm putting out, man. I mean, that's cool. That's cool that people, I guess, just go in there and just say anything and put anything out. But no, I care way too much about my music and like how I'm being perceived, and um, yeah, man, I just can't do it. So I take my time, and I rewrite verses. I'll do a song. Some songs I've done like over 2 years ago, and I'll just never put it out. And just some of these songs on Dangerous Heights too, I wrote like probably over a year ago, and I just go back in and change a couple words, and that's just something in me, man. I don't know what it is. I think it's just my genuine love for music. So not everybody has that.
Eric, are you perfectionist by chance? Are you a perfectionist with just in life? And
I am.
okay, that speaks
I
to
am,
that.
and I think it has something to do with me being in the military too, man. The military drills you repetition and uh, excellence in all we do and stuff like that.
Yep. Oh,
So
you still
I think
remember? All right.
that's what gives. Yeah. I remember them core values. But yeah, I think from me being in the military, it gives me an advantage over everybody else, man, because I'm disciplined and I'm a hard worker, man. I think my hard working side comes from my dad. Um, he's a real hard worker, and my music side comes from my mom. So she's real big and on music. She used to perform and stuff like that. So you combine those together, you get ERIK Jerrod.
Okay. Yeah, man. Let's. I want to hear the experience, the military experience, the Air Force experience that you had in particular, man. Because I got a lot of homies that have done music, went away from music, came back to music, and had that whole song and dance and conflicting interests that making the music that you make. You know what I mean? It's for me. It's not anything wrong with it if you were making it while you were in, but what was the tug and pull with doing it during that time while you were enlisted in the military?
When I was enlisted, I actually got heavier into music while I was enlisted. My first base was Okinawa, Japan, so I was stationed at Kadena. And I hooked up with some guys, MRK, SX. He's still doing his thing. I think we're probably the only two that's still still doing music. But yeah, when I enlisted, I actually hooked up with the right crowd that shared the same interests as me, and I think I put out like 2 projects while I was enlisted, and I just got better. I just kept getting better and kept getting good reception from the projects, and yeah.
All right, for sure, man. So it sounded like a similar path, man. You were rocking shows overseas and doing that while you were out there.
I did maybe one show when I was overseas. When I came back to the States, my last base was Andrews Air Force Base, and it's crazy. I've done a lot of performances. I performed in the most gutter places in the U.S. I performed in Philly. I performed in D.C., of course. And the one spot where they just was off the hook and they started fighting was when I performed at Andrews Air Force Base, which is crazy. So I don't know what it is about when we get in the military. We want to be so gangster, but yeah, man,
No,
I couldn't believe
I don't
that.
understand it. I came in the military to get away from that shit. Like what?
Right.
Yeah, man.
And you talking about I performed in like South Philly. I mean, this is the gutter with like real gangster
Real
dudes.
ones.
And
Okay, yeah.
everybody was peaceful. Yeah, everybody was peaceful and everything. But when I got on base, man, them dudes started fighting, and I was like, wow, man, crazy.
Oh, always. I got a lot of on base club stories, man. But we'll save that for another time,
Yeah.
man. Let's get into one of my favorite let's get into one of my favorite joints of the project, man. Basquiat Crown, man. I played this one, added it to one of my playlists to continue to listen to it because I just think it's that dope, man. So I want to let the people out there listen to it as well.
Turn the beat up a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, they say I know this game takes patience, playing my position. Became a legend over Pro Tools, they love my logic. Perfect tailored suits, handkerchief inside my left pocket. Triple OG, I'm sharp with it, trigonomics. Every time a nigga drop, my rollout is so iconic. Keep it honest, every song, the trappers fuck with me. So all the boys in the hood go run it back like Ricky. Make executive decisions daily, no committee. Hash all and all my smoke, keep my green sticky. Raw papers, keep my shit rolled tight, no funnel. I'm still shining underground, my vision is tunnel. I know they hating on my name, still I stay respectful. Cause when you trail them false narratives, they won't affect you.
That's Basquiat Crown by ERIK Jerrod. Y'all go check it out. Definitely want to take some time to shout out the chat. We got Let's Get Activated podcast on. Shout out to them. Shout out to Marlon Piper. Shout out to Backwoods Sweetie. She just dropped the project this week. Go check that out. Burn One. Also, we got your man Butler out here. Masterclass, fire, whatever. So, shout out to the supporters, man. Make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe. Make sure y'all do that. Make sure y'all go cop Eric's album, man. That's how we want to keep doing what we doing. It's nice to get paid, for your work. You get paid for your work. Man, about this time, man, I always ask people like, yo, what are some of your other talents musically? You know what I mean? Because I know being independent, you got your hands in all sorts of different things, man. And you have to become an expert at things that you don't want to take a lot of time to hold you up. What are some of those things that you're involved with your projects outside of just the rapping?
Well, I work with a clothing brand called Commas and Scents, so they do a lot of my merch. We got an upcoming release for my Dangerous Heights merch, hoodies and T-shirts that should be dropping probably within the next 2 weeks. They did the merch from my previous albums, Forever Driven and Let Whoever Think Whatever. So I design the shirts, or I work with a third party to design the shirts, and just another way to get some income through music. Because you and I both know that the music stuff is peanuts.
It's peanuts, especially if you're doing something like if you're not doing direct to consumer through your website and or maybe a band camp.
Right.
Like it's impossible to get paid. I mean, unless you got your royalty and all that stuff set up. You know what I mean? What can you tell people? What's the importance of having your business set up in the music business as opposed to I see a lot of people posting their Spotify streams, and that's cool. I get it. You know what I mean? It's a
Right.
great stat. But
are they real though? Are those streams real? Look, man, it's good to post your streams, but if you're posting streams from fake fans, I mean, how does that benefit you? I mean, it looks nice, but are you really benefit from that? You're not really benefiting from it. So I know we live in a day and age where everybody wants to be popular like within 10 seconds, but it might. Some people get lucky, but sometimes you got to work for it, man. So my advice I always give to people, if you don't genuinely love doing music because it's a dirty game, you will definitely get your feelings hurt. If you don't genuinely love music, then don't do it.
yeah, and I like the business. I mean, the business side of it can get when you're independent can get the best of you because
Right.
you do go into it for the love, but at a certain point, I think everybody is like, yo, I need to see some type of results. I think the end goal for a lot of independent artists is to make a living off your music and not have to go to your 9 to 5, man. So, I mean, there's a lot of different things. What are some of the things that you're doing
Which is
to build to that point?
definitely the merch. I'd like to get into kind of mentoring other artists. It's something I want to look into probably eventually, probably within the next 2 years. But yeah, man, it's very hard to make. There are a couple people that actually make a living just doing music, and that's where I want to get to. But yeah, man, it's definitely hard, especially nowadays, and to generate any type of money, you kind of got to create music towards the algorithm. So if you see, I think that's the reason why we're seeing a lot of the same music is because people want to get picked up on an algorithm. You make this type of song, the algorithms is probably going to push your song out there, either through TikTok or through Instagram. So that's why you see a lot of the saturation of the same song. And it's definitely hurting the music industry as a whole. But there is a small percentage that still make quality music, and you got to applaud them.
What's the what are your thoughts on pay for play for Spotify playlists and other playlisting? What is your thoughts on that? I was talking to some other independent artists and everybody had like conflicting thoughts on it, man. I would like to say, include you in that conversation. What do you think?
I mean, if it's real fans, then yeah. I mean, that's been happening. Payola's been happening since before Instagram and Spotify and all that. That's how people got on. That's how Jay-Z got on. That's how all our main artists got on to get on the radio. They don't want to admit it, but they did have to do some payola to get where they wanted to be. I think it helps as long as it's a real playlist and there's real fans listening to your music. But if you're just paying for bots, there's no benefit in that.
Yeah. I think if it's stuff like Rap Caviar and just like a lot of those other ones, but like, maybe you don't make that music, and that was my thing is maybe you don't make the music that's going to make a Rap Caviar. Maybe you need to find the playlist that serves the community that you're making your base music for and find out if they have a solid following, and then you may need to pay for that. Interviews. I saw a R&B page that I was following, and he was like, "Yo, I have to do all this research on your music. Maybe, yeah, you should pay me. I have to, my whatever I suggest as a musical selection. People trust my word. I'm a curator, I'm a tastemaker, so
Right.
I understand that too. You know what I mean? What do I know who's streaming it? No, all I could look at is the numbers and look at that person's passion and do my research for it and decide where I'm gonna spend my dollars.
Right.
So that's my thought process is I absolutely would pay.
Right.
You know, I absolutely would pay, but it just depends on who it
Yeah.
is. You gotta vet the people, man.
Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah. That's sometimes you got to do that, man. That's part of your budget, man. I know me working with other people. That's one of the first things they ask. What's your budget like? That's one of the first things I ask. What's your budget like, man? Because I think time is definitely more valuable than money, man. And people take the time to do research on you or to listen to your song and stuff like that. Yeah, it's a lot for them, man. So you got to respect it.
Okay. From the time you first started making music, first project to Dangerous Heights 2, what would you tell the younger Eric Jerrod in terms of this musical journey you're on?
Keep doing exactly what you're doing, man. I got no regrets, man. I would tell them keep doing exactly what you're doing, man, because I think it took me going through my trials and tribulations and going through everything I've been through in my past to actually make the quality music that I'm making now. So I wouldn't tell them to change anything. Just keep doing what you're doing and keep pushing.
What do you have planned for the rest of the year? Are you going to drop something? I know you said you take a year to drop projects. Is an EP up next? Is a collab album? What are some of the things you have in the work? More videos? I mean, it's a lot of different things you could do to push this project. What are some of the things that you're honing in on?
Yep, I got definitely more visuals coming for some songs off the project. Probably Basquiat Crown will probably be the next visual. I already got a single lined up to release next month, March. I'm nominated in 3 categories. There's a awards organization out here in DC called the Whammies. So I'm nominated in 3 categories for that. Best Hip Hop Album for Dangerous Heights 2, Best Hip Hop Song for Goat Talk, and Best Hip Hop Artist. So I want to release the next single before the award ceremony, which is April 1st.
All right, congratulations to you on that. I saw that on your post, man. So that's big, man, to be recognized in your own city. I know that got to mean a lot to you.
It does. It definitely does, man. Because I mean, I don't expect to win. Just to be nominated is definitely an honor. So
okay,
definitely looking forward to it.
What are some other DC, people we should be checking out for? It could be people that you rock with, or just people that's doing anything in the area that we typically don't hear about.
Well, of course, the obvious is Wale. I'm still a big Wale fan.
Same.
As far as the young rappers, I like No Savage. Who else? R&B singer that's from out here is Alex Vaughn. I think she's signed to LVRN, which is the same label as Summer Walker. So she's dope. Another young rapper is Big Flock. That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
All right. Rapid
But
fire,
definitely a big Wale fan. Though.
Oh, me too. We stands. My homie, my former co-host, but my homie, he's big Wale stan. You know what I mean? Myself included.
Yeah,
we go back and forth with different playlists. It just really depends on what mood we on with Wale. So we definitely rock with Wale. Damn, it's been a minute since Wale dropped something. Maybe at least 2 years now. You know what I mean? So might be something brewing.
Yeah, now. I think he's. I mean, it's hard. Like we were saying, the music industry's hard, man. I think he's going through that period to where it's like, he's kind of falling out of love with the music.
Mm-hmm. I think it's
because I think he's highly underrated, man. He doesn't get the recognition he deserves, man. Out of that era with Cole, Kendrick, and Drake, Wale is up there with them.
Yeah, once you start talking about album quality and you take away sales and all this other stuff, and we just talk about the music, definitely on par. Definitely on
Yep.
par with those guys. So it's not,
Yeah.
and I won't say it's not even close, but I'm just saying like there's not a thing that he can't do that everybody else does. And in fact, he probably raps better than some
Right.
of those guys. You know what I mean? I would go.
Yeah,
You know,
he
I say
does.
so. Yeah,
he
man.
he does, man. And he can sing. He got songs for the ladies. He got conscious music. He got it all, man.
And I have to believe that that's his brainchild. A lot of those songs and how they come together, the hook writing and all of the way those things are layered. I
Hmm.
absolutely know those are Wale joints because he was doing that in his first project all the way up until
Yep.
whatever his recent project was. So definitely another underrated guy, man. But I want to stay in the songwriting mode because you mentioned R&B earlier, and I want to get to my rapid fire segment, man. Who are your? I mean, if you got a top 5 R&B artists of right now, people that are currently doing it, actively
Oh,
doing it, who
newer.
would be? Yeah, who would be some of the people that you
Um,
that's in rotation?
so I would say Sir, um, Summer Walker, definitely. This new cat named Kenyon Dixon.
Oh, you
Uh,
on Kenya, huh? Okay, all right.
oh yeah, Kenyon is that album he dropped last year is
That
underrated, man. I don't think a lot of people know about it.
they don't, and then the deluxe was, yeah, he
Yeah,
fired, man. He
yeah.
fired.
So that's 3. Man, what did I say, Sir? Oh, definitely Ari Lennox, who's from here. Um, and I'm gonna say her.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. What about current hip hop artists? Who are some of the hip hop artists that you're rocking out with? Top 5. Top 5.
Ransom,
Oh shit. We
38
got a ransom
Special.
sighting. We got a ransom sighting. Okay.
Uh, yeah, Ransom, 38 Special. Stove God.
Did you get the
Conway and
downloaded
Benny.
joint? Did you get the downloaded joint by Stove God? Did you get the link?
Nah. What?
All right, man.
He got a new project?
No, he don't, but he does. That something leaked online like maybe
okay.
2-3 weeks ago, man. He said it ain't the real thing, but it sounded like finished songs. So, I listened to a few of them. I mean, he talking crazy, man. If I still have the link, I don't think I downloaded it. I just listened to it off there. But he's talking
now
crazy.
Stove Guy's gonna be part of the paradigm shift, man, because he can rap and he can sing and he can write hooks. So
Yeah.
when he does release that project, I think he's gonna change a lot of stuff as far as how people put out music.
Wow. That Rock Marciano one that was that he put out, the first joint that I actually started paying attention to him. I was like, yo, I probably couldn't. That was in 2020, I believe, when he dropped that. I couldn't stop listening to that shit. Like, and it's because of the hooks. It's because of the hooks. You know what I mean?
Right,
It's
exactly.
infectious.
Yeah.
All right, man. Last question. All time. Give me your top 5 rappers from any era. It doesn't matter. Just people that are near and dear to you.
Top 5 is definitely Hove. Jay-Z's number 1. I don't think anybody's close to touching him. Jay-Z's 1. I'm gonna go Nas 2. Biggie 3. 4, I'm gonna have to put Kendrick. I'm gonna have to put Kendrick as 4. And 5. Fifth one's a toss-up between Eminem and Pop. I'm gonna go 5 Eminem.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. That is your list. Okay, that M is a surprising one. What made you put M in there? I have no problem with it, but I'm interested to hear about the M selection.
You gotta respect Eminem. Me personally, I do not listen to Eminem. You won't find me driving in my car listening to Eminem. But man, the way he makes he forces words to rhyme together. Nobody's doing that, man.
Fair
And
enough.
the way he writes it's crazy, man. His flow, you got to give him respect, man.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely.
You got to
man.
respect him.
Before I let you go,
But
man,
Kendrick's definitely in the top 5, though, man. I know people might say, it's a little too early for Kendrick, but nah, Kendrick put out what 5, 6 classic albums. Like it's time to start rearranging that list and putting Kendrick in there.
Yeah, it's 4.5 and better. 4.5 mics and better. Every Kendrick release, I would have to say, even the ones that are heavy. This latest one is heavy. It is a therapy session. I get it. I get all the jokes that people say about it, but when you break it all down and you bust down the lines, the album's a fucking phenomenal album. So you just gotta give people they just do, man. Give people they just do, man. Man, so grand opening in this project was UFO. I want to let the people be left with Nothing Ever Ends, which is the final song on a project before I let you go, man. So we'll play that real quick and then we'll let you out of here, man.
All right, cool.
Yeah. Nothing ever really ends, it's life forever. Stamping certified to move the message like a chain letter. Dropping quality music, they copy, I'm a trendsetter. Self-driven, avoid all collisions, Model S Tesla. Luxury grind game, 5th gear in the fast lane. Mind racing fast when I'm gone off that lines, man. No snitching, it's new Jack, the new Nino. Got 100 verses with the same price as 100 kilos. You hear me talking like I'm rocking on that narco shit? That's just mean, every verse to give you nasal drip. Keep the dream pushing, fuck the past, it don't exist. Been investing in my future, kill my haters, that's a fatal flip. Rap cardio on top of the beat. I've been watching what I eat to fix my figure of speech. Just really started cooking, cause the oven went off preheat. When I say dangerous heights, that mean you out of my reach. You know the type of dream wife to come to my fruition. Thick baddie, pretty brown eyes, and mint condition. Change my way of thinking now, I hear him say I'm acting different. I just stopped the fiending for
Hopefully, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully these few songs have helped shape the narrative in terms of what you need to be listening to. I like to be a vessel for you guys and gals out there that have gotten a little too, comfortable in what you're listening to and force fed. So we try to bring you the ERIK JERROD'S of the world. Right. We try to bring you the Numbs of the world. My man Furious Styles. Who else did we have on? We had Mickey Fax recently. We had my man Jigs. Like we try to bring these independent artists on here that have quality music. That if they are heard, they are out of here. Period. You know what I mean? I like to think my selection of music is immaculate, and I like to think that you feel the same way, Eric, man. So without further ado, man, I'm gonna let you go and let you lead us out of here, man. Tell the people where they can find you, social media. Also, before I let you go, man, I like to give the people that's doing the grunt work out there and the holy work, I would say, the engineer. Shout out to your engineer. Shout out to those folks like that are doing the work to make you sound how you sound, man.
Right. Shout out to my man Mo Supreme. He engineered and executive produced the whole album for Dangerous Heights, Dangerous Heights 1 and 2. I gotta add, Furious Styles is a dope name, man. That is a dope name.
Yeah, that's my
Furious Styles is definitely a dope name. From Boys in the Hood, that is a dope name. But definitely on Instagram you can find me ERIK_Jerrod, ERIK_JERROD. Of course, Dangerous Heights 2 is on all streaming platforms. I got videos on YouTube. Just type in ERIK JERROD. I got about 6 videos on there. And look for more to come. Look for my single to drop next month. And I'll release that info out through IG and Twitter. So that's it. I appreciate you having me, man.
Hey, no doubt, man. If there's anything I could do offline, man, once you drop in a single, man, just let me know. If it's just anything I could do, man, willing to help, man. We are like probably a few hours apart, man. So I didn't even know that prior to coming on. So definitely I'll hit you up, man. I'll be in the area next week, man, but I'll hit you offline, let you know about that. or whatever, man. So this is episode
Okay,
195. Go check out Erik Jerrod, Dangerous Heights Part 2. And I guarantee once you listen to Dangerous Heights Part 2, you'll go back and check his back catalog, and it's just as impressive. So this is what we about: music, sports,
Yeah.
entertainment, culture. You know, each and every week we catch us at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This video is going to be up and for you people to watch and rewatch. But absolutely check out the music. That's the most important thing I want you guys to do. It ain't about me and the streams and none of that stuff and people that follow us. It's about y'all checking out these artists, man. So this episode 195. Tap in, tap in, tap in. Erik, man, salute to you, man, on a solid project.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Sure. All right, we out.